Hey, look, we're back. And where we last left off, we did everything in Lothering. We dealt with a shit ton of bandits, dealt with some spiders that I forgot were there, so I had to get out of the tax abstract from them. We dealt with all the quests we could possibly do, bears, help that child get his keyscape from his mother. So now we are off. Gather your party and venture forth. These guild words can create helpful salves and poultices from herbs like elf fruit and deep mushrooms. It seems so real.
Well, it is real, sort of. You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
The Archdemon, is that the dragon?
I don't know if it's really a dragon, but it sure looks like one. But yes, that's the Archdemon. It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me, too.
Hey, there are surprises I should know about?
Other than dying young and the whole defeat the Blight alone thing, no. I'm all tapped out for surprises. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
Enchantment. Okay, so now that we're at camp, we can do a couple of things. And you might notice we have two little people in the background here. He's basically for DLC, and these guys are now just around us. Now, before we continue though, I want to start passing these out. Yes, gifts. So each character has items they do and don't like, though certain items can be given to anyone. Like this tribal necklace can be given to anyone to raise their affection. Also, the only character who has max affection for you that cannot go down is Fiat, or is your dog. He stays with you for life. So you have 8, you have 0. Give this to you then.
Unexpected.
Gifts like these,
Thank
like
you.
that one, are just general gifts that you can give anyone, and there's no upside or downside. They'll just take the gifts. You have 0. We'll give this to you then.
Oh, how did...
Shiny gold ring
Thank
is
you.
for anyone as well. Shiny gold rings for anyone, correct? Yes, shiny gold rings for anyone. You have 16. You have 5. We'll give this to you.
Oh,
We're gonna save this for someone later. This also gets saved for someone later. This goes to you because she's all about the Chantry. So any gift that's like has to do with the Chantry basically goes to either her or Alistar. But she really likes this.
oh, how dear of you. Thank...
Necklaces of golden adorn, other than the tribal necklace, all go to Liliana. All go to Morgana.
I am grateful. Thoughtful indeed.
think that's a generalized one. Or... Oh, apparently no, that's for Alistar. Interesting.
I could get used to this, you know.
This is for a different character later. So this stuff is for a different character later. And if you can take a look at this, it's kind of obvious what kind of characters likes this kind of shit, you know? Ability, minor magic.
Ah, it's good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Fennec, at your service once again. I saw your camp and thought to myself, what safer place to rest for the evening than in the camp of a Grey Ward? I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
Have you been following this?
I can see why you might be suspicious, being a Grey Warden and all. Were I in your shoes, I would feel the same way. Trust me when I say that my you here was serendipity and nothing more. I travel a lot, so I'm bound to meet everyone on the road eventually. If you prefer, I'll take my boy and be on my way. But regretfully, you're the safest spot on this road, without a doubt.
No, you're free to stay, man. Just mind yourself.
Wonderful. Thank the kind lady, won't you, boy?
Thank you, kind lady.
We won't be a bother to
By
you
the
and
way,
your companions, I
it's
assure
not
you.
fully clear,
You should
but
need
yeah.
enchantments.
I think you might
talk
actually
to my
explain it
boy.
here.
Otherwise, come speak with me.
Hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but
Yeah.
he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
What does enchantment?
He can
what
fold
enchantment does he do?
lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment.
And there you have it.
So he's addled. He has mental retardation, but much like the Rain Man, it allows him to be incredibly efficient in other regards, like a savant. And he's able to fold lyrium and be our enchanting person. You saw those runes that were sitting in my bag?
Enchantment.
I can literally equip these to my shits to upgrade them. Yes. We'll do that. Oathkeeper. And only certain pieces of gear can be upgraded like that. I'm not even sure where I got this sword at, but fuck it, we'll take it. Oh, right. While we are here, though, Liliana, take this, and then have this in your offhand. Never mind, this is better.
Enchantment. Enchantment.
Nice. Alright, thank you.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
So, what's your story exactly?
I suppose since you told me about you being a Grey Warden, it's only fitting for me to be as open. I am originally from Orzammar, the famed dwarven city that lies beneath the stately Frostback Mountains. I was a merchant there, too. Merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose.
Why did you leave?
One day, a noble woman came to my stall. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like
well, what happened then?
Well, I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me. The lost ties. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold.
Better to do something with them than let them ride.
That's exactly how I see it. The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out. Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back.
Fascinating story. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you?
Yes. Let me see your wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
You should have it. Where is it? Yeah, some of these stuff he has is very, very expensive. But there you are. That's what I wanted. So yeah, you can straight up buy. By the way, some of these things will give you negative affection. Basically, these were added to if you like instantly want to get rid of people on your team or like instantly raise people up on your team, you can put them here. So case in point, like let's say you instantly want to make someone lose all affection with you. In the case of let's see. You can give rotten onions as gift, which makes people get negative affection and make them immediately leave the party. Or lump of coal. This is for a character later. We're gonna get them pretty soon, in fact, I think. Now, before I do this, let me check out everyone's gear. Okay, so I'm pretty much, like, topped off, right? I don't want to raise my strength any higher. Okay, I'm good there. Good here. I'm not gonna sell that. So much the same for everything else, right? Do you change your outfit if you... Oh god, put these back on, please. You look terrible in that. Pretty sure your battle at the current... Yeah. So yeah, everything else can be sold.
Something you need? I'm sure either my boy or I can help you out. I'm sure you'll be...
Keep these for right now. I might not sell that. I might give it to Alistar. Give me a second to check. Keep these. That'd be kind of fucked up to sell that. I will if I absolutely have to, though. State that. Moderate. Grounding. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Sell all this. Sell this. Sorry, Alistair. Sell all these. There we go. Now, if you don't mind, I will take that book. And now we have the Ranger specialization. Perfect.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of earrings, perhaps? A cheese knife?
You didn't mention your son in your tale.
Ah, yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denver. It's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here. I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think, and he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. He may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again.
That's... Blood isn't all that important.
That's how I've always felt. As long as he's happy, so am I. It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments. He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes. He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it at least.
Fun fact: this character right here gets to be in. He's been in every single Dragon Age game, and it's implied that even though he, for some reason, he has a connection to a lot of the important players in the game series, including Flemeth. But where do these goods come from? Not through the deep roads.
Look, we don't rob people, all right? We don't take things from people that need them. The things in the Law's ties, what good did they do lying there? I brought them back to Orzammar, where people could look at them and remember. It's not all that different up here. There are places long abandoned by the humans everywhere. Even more
Yeah, I
now
really
with
don't-
Darkspawn coming.
I mean, you opportunistic scoundrel.
Don't get all indignant with me. I hate the Darkspawn as much as anyone. People flee from the Blight with good reason, but they forget things. Things
I
with
mean,
value.
if people aren't going to come
meaning.
back for them,
Leave them
is it
behind
really
because
that
they're
bad?
frightened and desperate.
Like, he's not technically stealing, it's just
Sometimes
like,
my boy and
I mean, no one's going to
find
take
our
this,
way
so,
to these
hey.
places before the Horde descends, and we save these things. I take them away so the Darkspawn don't get them. Is that so bad? They destroy everything they touch.
I suppose it's better than having the Darkspawn take it all.
That's what I tell myself, too.
I
these
can't
are
hate him
dark
for doing this. He's not
times,
technically stealing. I
dark
guess it's technically
times,
looting.
my friend.
But yeah, if no one's going to come back for it, I've heard
I
new
heard from
rumors.
some travelers that something bad might have happened in Redcliffe, overrun by Darkspawn, maybe. There's no word from the village at all. A merchant friend of mine said he encountered someone fleeing the place and there was nothing waiting for him there but death. He wisely turned around and came right back. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. There's knights from Redcliffe spread all over Ferelden on some kind of mission, but I hear that they're starting to become rare to find. Maybe they all went back to Redcliffe. More likely they got tired of searching for something that can't be found and abandoned their search. I wonder what Earl Eamon is gonna do without any knights. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. Some folks aren't happy about Tyrn Loghain being named Regent. There are rumors he had something to do with the king's death.
I can
Isn't
confirm
that the
those
most
rumors.
ridiculous thing you ever heard? The Darkspawn killed him, sure enough. If Tyrn Loghain couldn't save the king from that inn, then nobody could. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take
I should go.
Of course.
Goodbye.
Cool. But yeah, now next time I level up, I can... Oh, right. So, depending, as you, like, raise and get a different kind of stats, increases with your allies by raising their affection for you, you get various party buffs. Inspired by your leadership, the party member has gained a minor bonus to magic. See? Notice how Morgana is, like, far away from everyone else.
I await your command.
So life in the wilds must have been very lonely.
At times, perhaps. A world full of people and buildings and things was all very foreign to me. If I wished companionship, I ran with the wolves and flew with the birds. If I spoke, 'twas to the trees.
And did they speak back?
Don't be foolish. I recall the first time I crept beyond the edge of the wilds. I did so in animal form, remaining in the shadows and watching these strange townsfolk from afar. I happened upon a noblewoman by her carriage, adorned in sparkling garments, the likes of which I had never before seen. I was dazzled. This, to me, seemed what true wealth and beauty must be. I snuck up behind her and stole a hand mirror from the carriage. 'Twas encrusted in gold and crystalline gemstones, and I hugged it to my chest with delight as I sped back to the wilds.
I can't imagine Flemeth, please.
She was not. Flemeth was furious with me. I was a child and had not yet come into my full power, and I had risked discovery for the sake of a pretty bauble. To teach me a lesson, Flemeth took the mirror and smashed it upon the ground. I was heartbroken.
I have a hard time picturing you heartbroken.
That is because I learned my lesson well. Beauty and love are fleeting and have no meaning. Survival has meaning. Power has meaning. Without those lessons, I would not be here today, as difficult as they might have been.
They made you stronger, didn't they?
They did indeed. To return to your original question, perhaps my time in the wilds was indeed lonely, but such was how it had to be. I find myself at times wondering what might have become of the girl with the beautiful golden mirror, but such fantasies have no place amidst reality.
I'm gonna wait until all these leave so I can actually see what improvements I get. There we go.
I await your command.
I'd like to ask you something.
So, full of questions, are you?
Tell me, are you really Flemeth's daughter?
I assume you were actually asking whether Flemeth herself gave birth to me. Truly, I do not know. I once asked Flemeth that very question, and she merely laughed at me. It is not inconceivable that she could capture a chastened man, or perhaps change to a more attractive form to attract him willingly. I find it more difficult to imagine her with child.
She was not always as old as she is now, was she?
As a matter of fact, I remember her being younger once. She had black hair, much like my own, long and lustrous. But how could that be if she is centuries old? Has she become wizened only recently? Or are the tales of her legend only that, and nothing more? I do know the tales of Flemeth having many daughters, even though I have never met another. And Flemeth has always treated me as her blood.
She doesn't seem very motherly.
Must one be a doting and simpering moron to be considered a suitable mother? Flemeth taught me everything I needed to learn. How to survive, the meaning of power, the truth of men. If other mothers do not teach these things, then I believe them the lesser.
I see where you get it from.
I shall take this as a compliment. Was it meant as such?
Of course.
Oh? How interesting. You agree that love is a weakness, then? To indulge in love is to indulge in delusion. Surely a Grey Warden such as yourself does not believe otherwise.
I'm not sure what I believe.
An honest answer, if a somewhat vapid one. You shall learn in time, if fortune smiles on you.
By the way, even Fiat gets conversations with people in camp. Let's talk to everyone else before going to Fiat, though.
Why are we stopping?
Working together. I think we should get to know you.
There are darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
I need to know I can trust you at my back.
I am Kunari. I have given my word to aid you. We are not people of idle promises.
I've never seen a Kunari before. Tell me about your people.
No.
I wasn't expecting that.
Get used to disappointment. People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of the elves are a lithe, pointy-eared people who excel at poverty.
Little
Many
hostile, aren't we?
humans have said that to me. I do not understand it. If I were indeed hostile, you would be bleeding.
Are you alright? You were in the cage for weeks.
You are concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight.
You said you were in the army.
I am.
Have you ever fought in a war?
I have always fought in war, Elf.
What do you mean by that?
My people have been at war since the moment we set foot in the Northern Islands.
So the Kunari don't come from the islands.
We do now.
Where did you come from before?
Somewhere else.
Are you always this bad at answering
Generally.
questions?
I do not see how this matters. Seheron and Parvolan are distant. Ferelden and the Darkspawn are immediate.
Why did you offer to
For
help
the
me?
moment, you are the enemy of my enemy.
The Darkspawn are your enemy?
They have no more allies than a hurricane or an earthquake. They are enemies to all.
We should get moving.
As you wish.
Yes?
I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
This vision of
I knew
yours.
this would come up sooner or later. I don't know how to explain, but I had a dream. In it, there was an impenetrable darkness. It was so dense, so real. And there was a noise, a terrible, ungodly noise. I stood on a peak and watched as the darkness consumed everything. And when the storm swallowed the last of the sun's light, I fell. And the darkness drew me in.
What then?
When I woke, I went to the Chantry's gardens, as I always do, but that day, the rose bush in the corner had flowered. Everyone knew that bush was dead. It was grey and twisted and gnarled, the ugliest thing you ever saw, but there it was, a single beautiful rose. It was as though the Maker stretched out his hand to say, even in the midst of this darkness, there is hope and beauty.
I feel like it's a bit of a stretch,
Have faith.
but this made you want to help me?
In my dream, I fell, or maybe I jumped. I'd do anything to stop the blight. I know that we can do it. There are so many good things in the Maker's world. How can I sit by while the blight devours everything?
The blight is the Maker's punishment. I don't know. I wouldn't know that as an elf. I didn't read the fucking book. I suppose I couldn't sit by
That
either.
is why you're a Grey Warden. Come, there's a blight to stop.
Hey,
Yes?
nice talk.
Well, here I am.
What was life like in the Chantry's cloister?
Quiet. It was a life suited for contemplation. In the cloister, away from the fuss and the flurry of the cities, I found peace. And in that stillness, I could hear the Maker. But it was not perfect. Some of my Chantry fellows were condescending. That is the nature of religious folk, I
Putting it
suppose.
mildly. Condescending, how so?
When I talked about my beliefs, that the Maker reveals himself in the beauty of his world, they treated me with disdain. They want to believe that he's gone, so that when he turns his gaze on them, it means they are special, chosen. He cannot possibly have love for all, the sick and the weary, the beggars and the fools.
I don't really want the Maker looking at me anyway.
Maybe I am wrong. But it is the Maker's place to decide if I am worthy, not men, not the Chantry. But there is work to be done, and I have talked enough for now.
We'll keep talking with you later.
What do you need?
Do you want to talk about Duncan?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
Just thought you might need to talk.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost him when so much is riding on us, not with the blight and everything. I'm sorry.
No harm done, Alistar.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
What about the other Grey Wardens?
I don't know. I have no idea what the Grey Wardens do for them when they fall in battle. The Dalish don't practice cremation, do they? How do your people honor your dead?
We bury them and plant a tree where their remains.
That sounds quite beautiful. Life springing from death. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
Anytime, Alistar. Maybe I'll go to High with you when you go.
I'd like that. So would he, I think. Oh, why, you little...
Are you harassing my dog?
Me? Harassing your dog? I should say it's the other way round. Your furry friend here took offense at me getting near his food. He snapped at me. Look.
Well, he's a war dog.
Sometimes I forget that he's a war dog. That'll teach me.
Why are you trying to steal my dog's food, though? Like, what did you expect to happen?
I once heard a really old legend about how the Hound warriors in the days of the old tribes would feed their Mabari the flesh of the vanquished. Well, that's what I heard anyway. It would sometimes be human flesh. Oh, like you can tell the difference. For all you know, maybe you've already been fed something. Someone.
Don't listen to Alistar. He's
Hey.
full of rubbish. Stop bullying my dog.
Look at what your fool dog placed in my pack. A putrid, half-eaten hare is not something a woman wants to find in her unmentionables.
It's a thought that counts. He moves
Dirty
well.
mongrel can have this back. There. And tell him not to do it again.
It's a gift. You can't throw it away like
My
that.
sword at my side again.
I don't want it, you worthless fur bag.
I think you hurt his feelings.
Oh, he's just trying to be manipulative, I can tell. I do it too.
You are a true warrior and worthy of respect.
Trying to find ways to the earth, are we? Hey man, don't bother the dog while he's digging. Alright, have fun then. He's way out of the way. There's no problem with him digging.
You're a hard woman to find. Where are my manners? The name is Levy. Levy Dryden. Did Duncan ever mention me? Levy of the coins? Levy the trader?
Duncan never mentioned you.
Really? He never told you of old Levy? We've known each other for years. But here I am carrying on while you have a blight to stop. Don't want to waste your time. But you see, Duncan promised that together we'd look into something important for the Wardens. And for me. But poor Duncan's. Well, no more. A tragedy it is, at that. But I know he would want his work carried on. His pledge fulfilled.
What promise did Duncan make to you?
My family, well, past a bit checkered to see. Nobles look at us with disdain. My great-great-grandmother, Sophia Dryden, was the last Warden commander of Ferelden back when the Wardens were known as freeloaders. So King Arlen banished the Wardens, and he took House Dryden's land and titles.
What happened next?
Hard to say. After King Arlen died, there was a civil war, loads worse than this one. And our family was on the run, hunted by enemies, with nary a friend in the world. But Drydens are tough. We rebuilt, became merchants, and we never lost our pride.
So what I need to know.
Duncan wanted to reclaim the old Grey Warden base, Soldier's Peak, and perhaps we'll uncover evidence to restore my family's honour along the way. Nobody's been to Soldier's Peak since the Grey Wardens were banished, but I found a way. They say it's haunted, and it's certainly dangerous. Will you help me?
Why didn't Duncan help you?
Darkspawn surfaced in southern Ferelden, and Duncan got plenty busy recruiting new Wardens and meeting with good King Caelan. Duncan said he would help after the Battle of Ostagar. Said there might be useful things at the peak, but he never had the chance.
I have to think about it. Farewell. Yeah, we'll do that later. We have other things we need to do now. Like, I want to get other characters before I do that. Let's get Alistar.
Yes.
Her head's not lighting up.
Indeed.
And Fire, because why not? Actually, let's get Stan.
Yes.
2 warriors. Give me that front line. And here is where the game opens up. We now have options of going anywhere. We have options of going straight to Redcliffe, and that's the castle connected to it. We have options of going to Lake Galahad, and that's the Circle of Mages. We have options of going towards the outskirts here, where the Dalish, going to the caves over here, the Frostback Mountains, going over here to Denerim. Personally, what I'm going to do, what I always like to do is my first character, I like to go into Lake Galahad and getting the character there. Because she is a very good and very unique character. Deathroots.
What is the name they have for Mother and I? Apostates? Truly, it boggles the mind.
I'll get on it.
Deathroots.
All right, all right.
Deathroots. Hello.
You have some kind of problem?
I'm here on behalf of the Blackstone Irregulars.
Oh? What was this about?
Are you still supplies from the guilds?
How sad it is to see a Grey Warden manipulated. But I have no time to straighten this out for you. Men, let's teach the Grey Warden a lesson about trust.
And back in. Let's do a shot here. Pinning shot here. Finish off this thug here. And
Have a battle, I see. Looks like a giant
nice.
It's your time to die!
Oh no, you dog!
Guild supplies, amethyst. Landmark boat. Is that better than my current bow? No.
Got it. Now's better than later.
Wow, I've never seen one of you knife ears dressed like the King of Ferelden before. You made good for yourself, eh?
Excuse me?
Oh, I don't mean no offense. I know I shoot my mouth off. I'm just not used to your kind, trussed up all fancy.
My kind?
You know, elves, pointy ears, skinny legs. Oh, there I go again. I don't mean nothing by it. I swear I should start over. I'm mighty pleased to be making your acquaintance, miss.
Are you mocking me?
Mocking? No, I was just saying it's nice to meet someone such as yourself. I'm the ferryman. Leastwise, I used to be. Poor old Kester. Out of a job.
So I can't get across?
Gregor just came down and said, "Don't you worry, Kester. We got it all under control, we do." Didn't say nothing else. And then he puts Carol in charge of my boat. Lissy. Named for my grandmum, she was.
Who's Gregor?
He's Knight Commander of the Templars up in the tower. Good man.
And there's no way for me to get to the tower.
You could try swimming, but I don't recommend it. Nasty things in that lake. I reckon it's all them potions they dump in there. Gregor's told me to stay here till it blows over, but I'm telling you, some storms don't blow over easy.
I could convince the Templars to let me in.
Maybe you could at that. I'm sure your mind's all afire now, eh?
What are your opinions on the circle?
I reckon it's good for them mages. Gather them all, learn them some proper magics. I know what they say about mages, but the Maker made them for a purpose. If you can't trust him, who can you trust?
So you know that the
I
Commander
can't say
Gurr
that.
well.
I'm lucky he's good enough to give me the time of day. The first enchanter's all right. He's polite as can be, but he's always a little distant, if you get my drift. But Gregor'll stay to talk. I reckon he likes hearing from us common folk, you know? He's a man to be respected, that Gregor.
I can't stay. Good day,
All
Kester.
right. Keep safe, you hear?
You're the Grey Warden, aren't you? Exactly who I was hoping to meet. I represent a collective of mages interested in going about their lives without the constant scrutiny of the Chantry.
Tell me more.
The collective is a self-policing guild of mages who simply want to be left alone. We mean no offense to the Chantry, but we would rather live on our own terms. Next to me, and in every major settlement, you will find an inconspicuous sack containing requests from mages all over the land who need the assistance of someone skillful and discreet.
I'll take a look at these
Thank you, my
requests.
friend. We have agents in every major settlement to reward you for work done on behalf of the collective. Makers smile upon you.
Now's better than later.
Thank you. They collect my bag. Yoink. Hear me and obey. My power is waning. I, Calabash the Epitaph, require a reconnection to the mystic place that I left behind. You are the bearer of this note. Shall travel to these places and trace upon them personal glyphs, claiming their eldritch energies for my own. you will come across spikes of mystical power. The Bricalian Forest, the Deep Row is the heart of Denerim and near the base of the Circle Tower. A series of Makarim are on my doorstep did not go unnoticed, and now I am in danger of being brought before the Templars myself. A small band of drifters claim to have seen me practicing forbidden arts, and they have left to deliver testimony to my alleged deeds to the Chantry. I asked the Mage Collective to find a way to stop these false witnesses by any means. They're traveling on the road from Lothering to Denerim, where their lies will seal my fate. There comes a time in every young mage's life they must strike forth beneath the shadow of his mentor. For my 3 young unremarkable apprentices, this time is now. He who accepts this calling takes it upon himself to deliver documents of congratulations to my apprentices, who will no doubt be uninformed as the contents of the missive. The apprentices' names are Starik, Alina, and Sheth. I've cleverly sent them away from my abode so that they may receive this information in a public place, thus guaranteeing the safety of my willing courier. You will find 2 of them in Denerim. The other is procuring a slightly rare item from Osmar. And be sensitive. I wish not to harm them of their delicate feelings. Thy brother's killer. My worst fears have been realized. The bandit Delos Melakarim are pouring their profane rituals within close proximity to my sanctum. This cannot stand. I, Jabusto, charge he who accepts this request to destroy the fiends before their evil brings unwanted attention from the either Templars or demons to my back doorstep. Travel to the Bricalian Forest and slay these blasphemers. Herbal magic. Disasters. So consumed have I been in my personal projects, I have neglected to collect vital components of the herbal remedies I use to sharpen my mind for thoughts of other worlds. Without it, I am ruined. Ruined! I will humbly reward any who bring me 10 bundles of deep mushrooms. With this, I can continue my quest for enlightenment with a clear mind and fewer bouts with drowsiness and indigestion. May he who accepts this request be showered in the riches and love the Maker's heart for this noble, selfless act. This is literally my salvation. Okay.
The Mages Collective thanks you.
Yeah, that was for the collective friend.
Good to see you again.
I think that was for the deep mushrooms, if I believe. Landmark boats.
Got it.
Spoiled princess. What the fuck kind of name is that? Oh, cool. Morgana got to level up. Obviously, we're going to raise her magic. Next. Don't care about that. Arcane bolts. Seems pretty good. Let's get a cone of colds. Or maybe something else. That's pretty good. Sure, let's get weakness. Disgruntled patron.
Overpriced swill.
Shady patron.
What are you looking at?
All right, all right.
Love letter.
Drink in peace.
Good day.
Hello.
Good day, and welcome to the Spoiled Princess. Is there something I can get for you?
Why is it called the Spoiled Princess?
It was my father's idea. He ran the inn before me, and he named it for my sister. She was his little princess. Princess decided the country was too dull for her and moved to Denerim. More glamorous, she said. Well, she was found murdered, robbed of all the trinkets my father bought her with his hard-earned money. My father died of shock and heartbreak. Mother stopped eating, and I got the struggling in. The name stuck. That's the story.
I'd like a drink after that.
What would you like?
Fire resistance wine. We're gonna take this for somebody. Just trust me on that. I will gladly take all of these. These are always good to take. I can only get one more. Fuck. Okay. Thank you. What a fucked up story, but hey, it be like that sometimes. Hello, Carl.
You're not looking to get across to the tower, are you? Because I have strict orders not to let anyone pass.
I'm a Grey Warden. I seek the assistance of the mages.
Oh, you're a Grey Warden, are you? Prove it.
I have these documents
Yes.
here.
Oh, a Grey Warden seal. Aha! So you're claiming to be one of those. You know, I have some documents too. They say I'm the Queen of Antiva. What do you think of that?
Right. Art Queens,
Don't
female.
question royalty. Anyway, it was nice chatting with you. Now, on your way, right now, go.
Your superiors won't like that you're giving me trouble.
Oh, really? You think Gregor would be upset with me for not letting you in? Wait, actually, he would. Good point.
Yes, he'll be very mad if you don't let me in.
He's the big guy around here. I bet he could deal with one Grey Warden. Alleged Grey Warden. Well, you want that I should take you there now?
Yes, please.
Come along, I suppose.
Oh, fun fact. If you have Sten with you, which I do, and you can't intimidate or persuade him, Sten will be like, oh my god, I don't have time for this stupidity, and hand him cookies as a trade to go across. You'll turn back and be like, where'd you get cookies from? I stole them from a child. He was fat. He didn't need them.
And I want 2 men stationed within sight of the doors at all times. Do not open the doors without my express consent. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
The doors are barred. Are they keeping people out or in?
Now we wait and pray.
What's going on here?
We're dealing with a very delicate situation. You must leave for your own safety.
But I need the mage's help to defeat the
I
Darkspawn.
am weary of the Grey Warden's ceaseless need for men to fight the Darkspawn, but it is their right. You'll find no allies here. The Templars can spare no men, and the mages are indisposed. I shall speak plainly. The tower is no longer under our control. Abominations and demons stalk the tower's halls.
This is why we cut the tongues from mages in Parvolan.
I will admit to agreeing with your companion. Maker knows the Kunari would not have gotten themselves into this position.
How'd this happen?
We don't know. We saw only demons, hunting Templars and mages alike. I realized we could not defeat them and told my men to flee.
What can I do to help?
I have sent word to Denerim, calling for reinforcements and the right of annulment.
What good will that
The
do?
mages are probably already dead. Any abominations remaining in there must be dealt with, no matter what.
This situation is dire. There is no alternative. Everything in the tower must be destroyed so it can be made safe again.
Mages are defenseless. Some must
If
still
any
live.
are still alive, the Maker himself has shielded them. No one could have
Epic
survived those
foreshadowing.
monstrous creatures. It is too painful to hope for survivors and find nothing.
But what? It was you who shut them all
And
in.
what was I to do? Leave the door open as the abominations poured out?
He's right. All the circles have doors like these, to prevent abominations from getting loose.
Denerim must have received our message. It cannot be much longer.
There must be something I can do.
If, by some miracle, you destroy the abominations, yes. The Templars will join your army. Without word from Denerim, I must determine our course. Surely destroying Darkspawn is a worthy goal.
I need to think about the
Perhaps
right
that
course
is
of action.
best. A Grey Warden.
So you have 2 options. If you want to, you can literally abandon the mages here, let them die, and just go, I'll just stick with the Templars. But obviously, because I'm not a fucking douchebag, I'm gonna go save them. Spell power, spirit. Yeah, give me the spell power. Thank you.
Yes, was there something else you wanted?
The circle cannot be left like this. I will help you.
This must be resolved quickly. If you can destroy the abominations, I will pledge my men to your cause in return.
Is that all
we
you can
have
offer me?
nothing to... I have heard the tower holds many valuable artifacts. I expect we'll have to...
Very well,
a
we
word
have
of
to.
caution. Once you cross that threshold, there is no turning back. The great doors must remain barred. I will open them for no one until I have proof that it is safe. I will only believe it is over if the first enchanter stands before me and tells me it is so. If Irving has fallen, then the circle is lost and must be destroyed. May Andraste lend you her courage, whatever you decide.
I'm gonna go help them. Oh, there's also a quartermaster here to sell shit.
I wish this were over. We're running low on supplies, and I don't know how much longer we'll last.
Sure, it'll be over soon.
I certainly hope so. Are you here to trade, then?
Sure, let's trade. What do we got? I don't need this dagger. Wait, right? Yeah, I don't need this dagger. I don't need this short bow. Don't need this bow either. I don't have the strength for that crossbow. Don't need this. Actually, I might need that for the character I'm about to get. Keep that, keep that, keep that. Keep all this, and we can go.
This is the prison for your mages. Ours is not so grand.
You know that man was thinking, those guys are dead. Well then, much like our merchant in our little village, it's like, hey, these guys can't use this shit. Might as well take it for myself. Vanity. Eat mushrooms, thank you. Pile of filth, thank you. Daily reminder that the wizards in Harry Potter series just magic away their shit. A few pages from a diary. That's for Lyrium.
All right, all right.
Lyrium dust.
It's you. No, come no further. Grey Warden or no, I will strike you down where you stand.
Wait, what are you doing here?
I am a mage of the Circle. More importantly, why are you here? The Templars would not let just anyone by.
I'm helping Gregor resolve the Circle's difficulties.
Then you do serve the Templars, as I feared. Do they have the right of annulment?
No, but the Gregor expects it to be arrived
So
soon.
Gregor thinks the Circle is beyond hope. He probably assumes we are all dead. They abandoned us to our fate. But even trapped as we are, we have survived. If they invoke the right, however, we will not be able to stand against them.
What happened here?
Let it suffice to say that we had something of a revolt on our hands, led by a mage named Uldred. When he returned from the battle at Ostagar, he tried to take over the Circle. As you can see, it didn't work out as he had planned. I don't know what became of Uldred, but I am certain all this is his doing. I will not lose the Circle to one man's pride and stupidity.
Leave it to me. I'll save the mages.
I erected a barrier over the door leading to the rest of the tower, so nothing from inside could attack the children. You will not be able to enter the tower as long as the barrier holds, but I will dispel it if you join with me to save this Circle.
We must try to avoid needless slaughter.
Yes. Even if we cannot eliminate all the demons and abominations, together we could lead the survivors out. Once Gregor sees that we have made the tower safe, I trust he will tell his men to back down. He is not unreasonable.
Gregor will only accept if the first
Then
chapter
our
says so.
path is laid out before us. We must save Irving.
Will the children be safe
Petra
here?
and Kenan will watch them. If we slay all the fiends we encounter on our way, none will get by to threaten the children.
Farewell, if you think that is best.
You want us to assist this preachy schoolmistress to rescue these pathetic excuses for mages? They allow themselves to be corralled like cattle, mindless. Now their masters have chosen death for them, and I say, let them have it.
You could have been one of them, things were different.
If that was so, why, I am sure I would have flung myself from the top of this tower years ago. I will allow neither mind nor body be subjugated in such a dehumanizing fashion.
Why do you treat the
Look
circle
at how
such
they
scorn?
live. Servants of the Chantry. They lack respect for themselves and their own power. Why should I respect them?
Everyone deserves respect. Even cruel people like you.
Have it your way.
Petra, Kenan, look after the others. I will be back soon.
Wynne, are you sure you're all right? You were so badly hurt earlier. Maybe I should come along.
The others need your protection more. I will be all right. Stay here with them. Keep them safe and calm.
Let us be off. I'm not gonna be that mean. Let us be off. We have talked
If you are
long
ready,
enough.
let us go end this.
We're taking Wynne, because we have to take Wynne here. We're taking Morgana because it's funny, and then we'll take Alex.
Yes.
Obviously, I get Morgana's disapproval, because she doesn't like circle mages. Okay. So what spells do you have? Arcane Bolts. Heal. So she's our support mage. She's all about healing people and keeping people up and alive. Stone. Cast this immediately. Let's see. So with how I like to play Wynne, I like to play Wynne as, well, let's see. I like to play Wynne as more support carry character. Let's see, so we have self, ally, health below 25%, usability, group heal, self, being targeted by melee, use the ability Stone Fist, which literally just sends a Stone Fist to punch and like knock people away. Also, it can instantly shatter ice enemies, enemies who are petrified. Let's see, ally health below 50%, use ability rejuvenation. Let's see, ally health status. I'm surprised unconscious isn't here. Interesting. Because I have to self-cast that. Move this to here, by the way. Move this to here. Okay. So then, yeah, I'll have this be self. Being targeted by range attacks, heroic aurora. Let's change this to rejuvenate actually. We'll change this to heal. Change this to ally being attacked, ally being attacked by range. Cast heroic offense. There we go.
It is good to see that some wardens survived. We are sorry for the loss of your comrades.
Yeah, I was left to escape.
We heard about Loghain. I would never have imagined the Terran a traitor.
How did you find out?
Wynne was at Ostagar. She told us everything upon her return. But why speak of things past? Be careful in there, and stay safe. Good luck, and may the...
I don't suppose this is what you expected the Circle to be like, is it?
I know, I thought it'd be more orderly.
I keep thinking this is our punishment for being mages. That's why the Templars have to do away with us. Their swords are like the sword of mercy that sent Andraste back to the Maker.
You're delirious and I don't want to talk to you.
I will pray. May we abandon our tainted bodies to find peace with the Maker.
What the actual fuck is wrong with you, fam? Oh, it's my fault for being born? No. No.
Look after her, will you?
You sound a little worried.
I don't know if she's up to this, especially not after... I just worry.
Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on her.
Thank you. And thank you again for helping us.
Here we are. I'm somewhat amazed at myself for having kept it in place this long.
Impressive for no woman.
Made me very weary at times, but I had to stay strong to keep us safe. Be prepared for anything. I do not know what manner of beasts lurk beyond this barrier. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Destroy the barrier.
Right. Be on your guard.
Here we go. Already got two enemies right here. Wait for them to come to me. And go. These are abominations, by the way. Alistar, if you can get in here, that'd be great.
So be it.
Not sure what's causing that explosion.
I'll get on it.
Mage's Collective. Find and activate port. Okay. No. Ah, there we go. You found a textbook of arcane summoning rituals. It could be unwise to and altogether unsafe to engage in such exercise with the library in its present states. Address the summoning font. Select the second passage from the Tome of Spirit Personage, second shelf. Pass up open hands to the first summoning flames. Select first flames. Address the summoning font. Recite the Radicums. Oh, okay, so it's literally clear out this area first and then do all this shit. Cured leather. Okay, take all. Print his notes.
All right, all right.
The documents. Got a lot of enemies over here.
I shall do it. Immediately.
Get off my back.
the way, all these abominations you see, these are people turned into abominations. And that's just a straight up demon. That's not a person turned into abomination. That is just a straight up fucking demon. That being said, I think we reached a pretty good stopping point. So, we now have Wynn, and it is blatantly clear that
I'm here.
basically circle mages are seen below, like, as almost like dirt, because they allow subjugation for themselves effectively, and Morgana doesn't respect that. But then Wynn's of the mindset of sometimes mages need to be controlled because it's like, yeah, they're potentially dangerous. Really, just, and that's just another thing I like about the Dragon Age games, right? A lot of your viewpoints on what almost like a parallel to society will affect how you see certain things and certain actions in this game. That's just how it is. Either way, I want everyone out there to have a good morning, evening, day, or night, wherever you're at. But for right now, I'm out. Later.